Hi, I'm Jude from headfi.org. Today we're going to talk about the 5th annual CanJam London. I love that RAAL-requisite calls their SR1a the world's first ear-field headphone monitor. It's such a clever name, I can't believe nobody came up with it sooner. But you know what? It makes perfect sense to call it that. Its earpieces are too close to your head to be called near-field monitors, and it's definitely not like typical over-ear headphones with its drivers further away because the SR1a's ribbon drivers eliminate the need for a sealed chamber for bass, which I'll explain in a minute. So, ear-field monitors it is. I also love how RAAL-requisite on their website right out of the gate makes clear they intended their SR1a ear-field monitor to be used for mixing, mastering, and home listening, as it's appropriate for all of that. They also speak of the SR1a's speaker-like sound field. They ain't kiddin'. No, it does not sound as if you're listening with loudspeakers in a room, but there are soundstage characteristics and imaging cues that are definitely not present with typical headphones. Things that take images out of the confines of your head, even if they're not presenting way out in front of you. The SR1a is perhaps singular in this respect. For you longtime headfiers, do you remember the old AKG K1000? If you'd heard a good K1000 properly driven, you'd remember it. I'd always wanted a K1000. It's a headphone that's eluded me. I've foolishly passed up opportunities to pick up a good set here and there. You know what though? I don't want a K1000 anymore. What I wanted the K1000 for was mostly for the type of imaging I described earlier. The SR1a does it better. You know what else it does better than the brilliant classic K1000? Everything. It does everything better, and it's more comfortable too. If the K1000 continued to evolve and iterate and improve, it would have eventually evolved into a higher form, something like what the SR1a is. And what the SR1a is unique, and it's among the most resolving anythings in the world of headphones or loudspeakers. At the heart of it all are the SR1a's full-range ribbon drivers, and here's an abbreviated primer. The SR1a ribbon driver's radiating element is an extremely thin, corrugated aluminum ribbon that's extraordinarily light and extremely flexible. This ribbon is mounted on its top and bottom, but otherwise free to move. It's suspended between magnets adjacent to it, each side of opposite poles. Power from the amplifier, the music signal, is applied through the ribbon, which develops a magnetic field, and this ribbon is then evenly driven over its entire surface. Because of its loose flexibility, the resonant frequency of the ribbon is low. In the case of the SR1a, its resonance is tuned to around 30 Hz. No sealed chamber needed. The ribbon, based on its resonance frequency, kind of wants to be a woofer. And the ribbon is an extremely low mass element, orders of magnitude lighter than traditional dynamic drivers. It's even lighter than planar magnetic drivers, as it does not require a conductive trace to be laid over the diaphragm, in this case the ribbon, to make it conductive. So it's fast. Really, really fast. And by its very nature, it wants to reproduce bass. When you think of what you ideally want from a driver, then the SR1a's driver sounds compelling because it is compelling. I also want to mention that RAAL-requisite designed the SR1a's drivers such that they can be very easily removed and replaced by the user. It literally takes just moments, and the cost of replacing these drivers is actually quite reasonable. Now I should mention the SR1a headphone alone presents what is essentially a short circuit to whatever is driving it, and we can imagine what most amps will do when they're being driven with their terminals shorted, and it is not good. So the SR1a comes with this amplifier interface unit that presents a more accommodating 6 ohms to the amp. So for now, you will need a loudspeaker driving amp for these. As you can see, I'm using the Chord T-Toby with the Chord Hugo TT2 and M-scaler stack to drive it, and I'll experiment with other amps as well. Anyway, I could go on and on about this. Listen, if you like a linear tonal balance, resolution and inner detail that will floor you, presented with imaging and sound staging that surpasses perhaps any other passive headphone, then you'll want to hear the RAAL-requisite SR1a ear-field headphone monitor. It was one of the bells at the ball at CanJam SoCal last month because there's nothing quite like it.